Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well and all of you are safe and healthy during this time. This is Radhika here again, and this video is going to be about the betrayal wound and a spiritual angle on it and a spiritual cure for it. Or you can say like an intellectual angle on it, So it's not very practical, like it's not things you can do, but it's more like an understanding based video if you're interested in it. So anyone who has been like at the scapegoat's position in a narcissistic situation knows that one of the major wounds that you will get out of this situation is the wound of betrayal, like you have been betrayed. So for the betrayal to happen, there has to be like a precondition. So some preconditions of the betrayal wound are that you as the person believed in someone or something or an idea to a great degree. Like it was more than normal, the belief or the trust that you placed in this person or ideal, like a marriage or like a mom son relationship or a mom daughter relationship, whatever it was. You placed a lot of belief into that institution or relation or person or whatever, or even job title. Say you feel betrayed by your company, for example. um, so you placed a lot of trust at your work in the company that you had, etc. So the first precondition is that there needs to be this excess amount of belief in something. And then the second condition is always that this was in some way a major focus of your life, right? So supposing a person who's leading a very balanced life, that person gives every relationship equal importance, so that person is very unlikely to feel betrayed. So the betrayal is often a sign of imbalance, like you are giving more importance to one thing in your life, and you haven't like really balanced out your life properly. So these two preconditions, one is that you really believe in something, so there's an intensity there. And then the second is the level of importance or priority has to be there. So these two preconditions are required for the betrayal wound to happen. If you don't have these two preconditions, then you will never feel betrayed. So why does the betrayal wound happen? So basically it's like you have placed a lot of importance to a belief, thought, idea, person, relationship, your job, title, status, whatever, and you have given it you have placed a lot of belief in it, and you have given it a lot more importance than other aspects of your life. So basically your ego is very much attached to this one thing, whatever that thing is. Could be the narcissistic person, so it could be a narcissistic mother, father, a narcissistic office environment, a narcissistic university environment, or a title that you want to achieve in life. It could be a spouse, it could be a narcissistic relationship, narcissistic in laws, etc. Or even just society as a whole. Like how, if you're too attached to your image in society, then you are placing too much of importance to how you are perceived in society. So one, you do that, and then what happens is whatever it is that you have placed your belief and given a lot of importance to turns out the other way. So if it is a spouse you place your trust in, they may have an affair or they cheat you. Or say it's a parent who you trust, that this person is always looking out for me, they don't look out for you, they look out for themselves. Or if it is something like a society and you have a very good reputation, you have good name, and suddenly someone maligns you, a narcissistic person does smear campaign against you. So all of these scenarios are basically pointing to a betrayal wound being created in the person. So, my take on this is from a spiritual perspective, right? Whenever you place too much of your belief in one thing and you give it way too much importance, you are bound to sometime experience betrayal regarding that thing in your life or that person in your life. And the spiritual angle to this is that you kind of in your head have made that thing as God, so you are thinking this is my God, or this is my, if you are not religious, let's take like a very generic example. This thing is like the sun, or it's like the center of my universe, and my whole world is revolving around this thing that has betrayed me now. So basically, you are considering that thing as the God. Okay, so the main lesson here is that no human being, no institution, no reputation that you have in public can be your God, because God is God, and God, in my definition, is like the whole universe and the whole play that is happening around you of creation, destruction, sustenance. All of this is God. It's this whole creation, the whole destruction, the whole sustenance is God. It's not like an entity or something, it's a whole algorithm, right? It's the fabric of life, that's God, or death or sustenance. So basically, once you realize this, you will realize that you just have to surrender and live life and not give your own projections of God onto people, right? Like, if you think that this narcissistic person, like my mom, I wanted her to be like, I looked up to her like God, and then suddenly you realize she has borderline disorder and histrionic disorder, and she's a narcissist, and all the drama that she did in your childhood is affecting you badly. You just have to realize that maybe in your childhood you made her your God, and that was the starting of the betrayal wound for you. So you can't, obviously, as a child, your parents are like your gods. In our childhood brain, we do think of our parents as our gods because they are the ones who have created us, and then they sustain us, and then they also destroy us in a way, because our ego needs to be destroyed, the childhood ego. And that's when you can actually step into your adult version, like your grown up version, without the codependence of your parent. So yeah, and then you basically realize that you are going with the flow of life, and then you will consider God as the real God. You won't consider your parents or an institution, or your or other people in society, what they think of you as God. So when you actually get aligned with the real God, no one betrays you after that, because there's no concept of betrayal after that, because you balance out your life and everything becomes balanced. So you're never going to give more importance to one thing or the other. Your importance is going to go to the thing that needs importance at that point of time, because you'll be in the moment. You won't be in your past traumas or in your future projections, etc. So when you are in the moment, you are in God vibration, really. And there's no betrayal in God vibration. So really, the crux of the matter is that betrayal happens because we had some expectations, and we had a way of managing our energy in our childhood which was not very efficient. But that's okay, that's how we grow and that's how we learn, and that's what all children do to certain point. Except if there's a child whose parents are not narcissistic and who themselves are quite awakened, will tell the child that I'm not God, I'm a human, I will make mistakes, and God is this entire creation. So you be in the flow of things, and when your parents, like when we make mistakes, forgive us for the mistakes that we make, because at the end of the day we are human. And so that child will have a balanced view of their parents and not put them up on a pedestal, or like not be betrayed by the parents in some way. So yeah, that was my take on the betrayal wound and a spiritual angle on it. So I hope this gave you something, helped you in some way. And as always, I wish you all a lot of love and a lot of light. Thank you. Bye.